like unclench my shoulders because I'm like,
just up and back and over. There we go. Look, say it with your chest. Tax exception.
tax exemption.
There's the SpongeBob episode.
I'm just thinking about how my poor right nipple's just a tad bit sore.
Oh my god.
At least I'm not flashing the camera this time.
This time, yeah. Okay, it is almost Valentine's Day. Right now it's not Valentine's Day, so who cares? So, we're going to make some heart-shaped things.
Yes.
In this vegan kitchen. You can make it not vegan. My cat is screaming. You can make it not vegan if you want. I don't care. We're just vegan, so we make it vegan here. So what are we making?
This is some cute, like date night dinner things, if you, in a way, like super simple, super fun. We are going to be making pizza. That's going to be like little heart-shaped pizzas. And
chocolate. Yes.
I'm making some heart-shaped fudge.
Yes.
But yeah, just go get some wine or beer.
We don't have any wine.
That's okay.
Oh, we could have had wine. Oh well.
It's fine.
That's
Beer's
fine.
more appropriate for us.
Here's heart-shaped everything.
To show that I love you, because only one day a year am I allowed to show you this kind of love. Those are my... And you can't tell, I have strong opinions about Valentine's Day. If I want heart-shaped pizzas, give it to me on Tuesday in the middle of fucking June. Not just Valentine's Day.
There you go. So then again, it really doesn't matter when I'm posting this and when you watched it, because you can make heart-shaped any time of the year.
That's kind of like, you know, the pumpkin bread and the mold line is what I was thinking. But, wassail, like the wassail, it's good for any time.
That is true. So right now, cameraman is watching a movie, so it's just going to be just us. So
we got a stationary cameraman.
Yeah, until I'm going to start first making the homemade chocolate, because after it is done on the stovetop, it's going to have to go in the freezer for an hour.
Yeah.
And so while that's in the freezer, we're going to transfer over to Todd making the pizza. So hopefully you'll get to see everything.
Alrighty. Boop. Be recording.
Alright, we're going to make some homemade chocolates. So what we need first is, you need a double boiler for your chocolate. So literally all I do for that is I use a big pot, I fill it with water, and I take the smaller pan and I have it like floating in the water right there, and I've got it like on medium to create your double boiler. And so then I've got confectioner's sugar, so just powdered sugar. I've got pure vanilla extract, but if you like any other flavors like peppermint, which they were out of, you can use whatever else. Cocoa powder, and then this is vegan butter. I use Earth Balance soy free. I just like it better. I'm actually gonna need a couple spoons because I've got my knives here. I'm gonna use my little spoons to differentiate. All right, cocoa powder. All right, whatever that is. I'll use that as like a thing. Okay, this is chocolate. It's not gonna be healthy. It's gonna look disgusting in there, but I mean, that's just kind of how it is. Okay, so I've got that like medium heat so far. I'm gonna open my butter, and basically however much butter and vanilla extract you put into it is gonna be how much you're gonna be making, right? So if I come in here and I'm like, let's get a big chunk, let's make a lot, right? So it's a lot of butter. But you know, it's not healthy, it's chocolate. So
that's a lot of butter.
That is a lot of butter. So I'm gonna swirl this around, see how it's like, I've had the water going, so it's already getting warm in there. I don't want it to boil, because otherwise that's just gonna hurt my hands with it boiling underneath me. I guess it really didn't matter if you did. So I'm gonna swirl this around literally until all of this becomes liquid. And then I'm going to add vanilla extract to it. Alright, so all that butter has melted. Look, wet butter. It's beautiful. Okay, so now I'm just gonna take like vanilla extract. I'm just gonna pour some in. Maybe a little bit more. Alright.
That's a lot bit more.
Measure with your heart.
That's all we do around here.
Exactly. Mix that in a bit. Get that going. Liquid. Okay, so the next part of it is literally, you're gonna keep doing this next step until this becomes like a squishy consistency. So I'm trying to move stuff over here a little bit. So with my baking cocoa powder and then my powdered sugar, I've got little spoons for them. So literally, I'm just gonna maybe start with 3, 2, 3. Let's go to the powdered sugar. 1, 2. I'm not measuring, I'm just going.
These are like heaping teaspoons.
Yeah, they're just, yeah. So I literally just start adding the powders to it, mix it, mix it, mix it, until it all dissolves. And you continue that if you want it to be like more, I'm gonna say bitter, but not necessarily, like more cocoa, you just add more spoonfuls of the cocoa. If it's more sweet, you add more of the powdered sugar. Or if you want it to be like pretty even,
You got
just
some on that edge over there.
keep adding both. There we go. So yeah, see, I've mixed all of that and it is still liquid now. All of it's liquid. Mix, 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 mix. Okay, so, great double boiler. So usually I start adding like a bunch because I know it's just gonna dissolve and become liquid. I know it's gonna get everywhere. I don't wanna wash anything anywhere, so who cares? And 3. So yeah, this is still gonna be a liquidy consistency as I mix this.
Already, like, it's starting to get a nice color.
Yes.
It does look a little bit thicker too.
Yeah, it's starting to get thicker. And then once we get to the consistency where you're like, it's not liquid anymore, you can kind of tell. It becomes very fudgy. And at that point is when we're gonna fill the mold. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep mixing the powders in like off camera, and then we'll come back once it's reached the consistency it needs to be, so that you can see. Okay, so you can kind of see this consistency right here. See, it's like really fudgy. I probably could have added like a slightly more or something, but yeah, it's like mushy. It's mush.
Nom nom.
It's not really liquid anymore. Yeah, so at this point, I'm probably gonna go ahead and turn off my double boiler. Let's see. I'm going to...
You're gonna get that belch
That
in there.
was beautiful.
Belch in the recording. I apologize.
Yep,
I don't
that's totally
apologize.
fine. Don't apologize.
It's me.
All right, so see, I've got my little mold here of like heart-shaped doodahs.
Doodah.
Little doodahs. Yep. So right now I'm just gonna shove a bunch in, but I've got my 2 knives. Slap it. Look, all the chocolate has been nice and put into this heart-shaped mold. Yeah, like all we did was take the 2 knives and smash it in. So this is going to go in the freezer for an hour. Sometimes even more. She's just backing up. All right, ooh, let's make some space. Here, ooh, I have like knife-shaped ice. You know, and then, so there's my knife-shaped, and then there's tombstone-shaped ice. All right, going in the freezer for 1 hour. So it's 650, so at 750, we can pop them out and enjoy them. So now it's time for Todd's Pizza.
Woo!
It's pizza.
Alrighty. So, before I get super into this, I will say there are 2 different ways that you can handle the pizza dough. There's a cheaper way, which involves making your own with some fast rising yeast. This was like $1.19 for all 3 of these, and some flour. What you'll do is you'll set the yeast by pouring about half of a packet into water, putting some sugar in, because yeast needs sugar to activate, and some hot water. You'll let it sit for about 7 minutes. You'll pour it into about 3 cups of flour, and you'll turn that into a dough. And because it's fast rising yeast, you don't have to wait nearly as long for like that hour for it to rise, and you can go faster. And flour is much cheaper. That being said, I'm a bitch of convenience. I like things fast and easy.
Yeah, you do. I'm grabbing my beer behind you. Okay, go on.
I'm gonna grab my beer and bring it over here. All right, so what I have is some pre-made pizza crust, just regular old pizza dough, Pillsbury. It was 2 for $5, so $2.50 a piece. Roughly, honestly, the same amount as this, but again, you're gonna get more out of the flour and yeast than you are gonna get out of this. But again, if it's convenience, which is all that I'm for, is convenience. So what this requires you
Whoa, it popped!
to do
That's like me when I take off my pants.
It's me when I take off my binder.
Woo!
Alright, gonna preheat the oven to 400 degrees.
I'm gonna take off. I always have a fear of my house catching fire, so I take off my rags whenever the oven's going.
Fair.
So.
Alright. So it says preheat to 400. Grease any non-stick cookie sheet. And unroll dough to the cookie sheet, and we're gonna pre-bake for 8 minutes. I'm gonna take off my rings, because I don't want my rings getting covered in pizza dough.
Unfortunate.
Don't want to accidentally bite into one later either. So as you can see, I already have this pan covered in some aluminum foil, and we are going to use this cute little heart-shaped cookie cutter to pre-bake our pizza. So I'm gonna unroll this bitch.
Slap it.
Oh, hold on. I would slap it. There we go. So they say roll it to your desired thickness. I don't have a roller, so I'm just gonna stretch this bitch out.
But do you have a desired thickness?
Oh, I always have a desired thickness. Neil knows what I'm talking about.
Ooh.
Okay, this is gonna have to come off too. I'm leaving imprints of Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter.
On our pizza. All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and start cutting out our shapes. I say, if I attempt, okay, one.
Let me get in there.
Oh, that is an ugly ass fucking heart.
You know, it's okay.
I'm gonna squish this out since, oh, you know what I should do?
It's like the Grinch. Are you gonna spray the aluminum foil?
I should. Oh.
It's okay. It'll be alright.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Mold with your heart. It is a heart. Oh. I think it worked. Ew. Are they hearts or butts? We'll never know.
They're butts.
Yeah, I should buy a rolling pin because I do plan on making a lot more pastries in the future.
That's fine.
You made vegan macarons before, and I want to learn how.
Oh, okay.
Look at these hearts.
Some of these are so...
What is that? What is this one?
That's all that's left. There's not enough to make another heart. So we're gonna par bake this, which means like we're not gonna cook it entirely, but we're gonna let them bake for about 8 minutes. I'm really hoping that some of these are gonna flatten out, but they like just. It's like my balls in the
Olive,
winter.
get away from the oven. Okay, bake for 8 minutes.
I like how you didn't get the. It's like my balls in the oven with how much it wants to just shrink back and shrivel.
Well, now I got it.
There you go. All right, so 8 minutes. And while we wait for that, we're gonna get started on our vegan mozzarella cheese. We have to make our vegan mozzarella. We have firm tofu. If we were making like a sauce, I would use silken tofu because it has a smoother consistency, but since we're going to be putting this on top of our pizzas, we're going to use firm tofu, not extra firm. Extra firm will not come out well. We're going to be adding some nutritional yeast, some lemon juice for some of that acidity that comes in mozzarella cheese, salt, garlic powder. Tapioca flour is the magic maker. What happens is we're going to pour this into a pot after we put it in our blender, and we'll stir it, and this will make it kind of have some stretch and go from like this goop to more like melted mozzarella cheese. And then we just have an unflavored vegan milk. In this case it's oat milk. I prefer oat milk out of all the other milks, but you don't have to, as long as it's unflavored. You can use 2% milk. Again, like if you're doing anything this is clearly a very vegan recipe. Clearly you can just shove regular fucking mozzarella. But that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and drain my tofu, and then I'll just start showing you everything else. So, alright, so I have just quickly drained the tofu, and I'm going to rip it into chunks and toss it in here. This will make it easier for the blender to handle later. Nom 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 nom.
Ew, that was wet.
So now here comes the fun part. You're supposed to measure this.
Supposed to.
I'm gonna...
Let's roll. Cooking, measure with your heart.
That's probably about 3.
3 what? 3 what?
3 teaspoons, maybe, tablespoons. I'm not sure.
Of nutritional yeast. Okay.
It's lemon juice. Maybe, maybe not. My hands are all slippery now because I decided to get them wet and covered in tofu juice. Cool thing is, if you wanted to make some nacho cheese, this is very similar process. You would just add like carrots to give it some color, or turmeric to give it some color. And we're gonna be putting nacho jalapenos
look at that.
on our pizza later. But
okay.
you would add this juice to it to make it more of a nacho cheese.
Ooh.
Yeah. Mozzarella is very salty, so gotta do the salt. And Larry decides to have a fucking fancy ass salt thing, so
I'm sorry.
we're gonna go for a while.
I've got a jar of salt if you preferred to do that.
Please?
Okay, hang on. We're gonna go. Larry Spice capped it. We have a jar of salt that I use one of those spoons over there that I just washed.
That'll be perfect.
Yeah, so I keep my loose salt in there.
This is what I need.
How fucking salty is this?
It's very, very salty. A little bit of garlic.
Little bit of 2 shots of vodka.
Okay, and in that video,
I almost hit you
in that
head.
person's defense, the shot is like a 2-second pour. So the fact that they're pouring the vodka like that for about 4 seconds, that is actually 2 shots of vodka.
Someone that does physics literally took the time to do the math, and it turned out to be 6 shots.
See, when I did, well, it depends if they do the physics with the little pour spout on or pour spout off. Because I did it.
I don't remember.
I typically count.
I don't remember. Okay, oat milk. How much oat milk?
Enough to make it smooth. Literally, the first time I ever did this, I did not measure shit either.
All right. Well, what about the tapioca flour?
This, you're probably going to want about 2 to 3 teaspoons. So this is about 3 teaspoons right here. Okay, so I clearly need to add more milk. So we're going to do that.
Whoa! Grab my chicken mitts. Ooh. Look at them hots.
These came out, look how cute these came out.
They're adorable.
Oh, these, not so much.
Those, we love them for what they can give us.
It kind of looks like a dick. If you grew up with bagel bites, that's kind of like what this is gonna be. All right, we're gonna put the front on medium high. So we'll go with like 5.5. We are going to pour this into it.
When your mom, when
You have to stir this consistently. What'll happen is it'll start to form like a ball. And you can also start taste testing it now to see if it has like the saltiness, the cheesiness. I might add some more nutritional yeast if I'm honest. But yeah, so now we just wait. You have to make sure you stir this consistently, but if you look, you can see it's starting to like get clumps and be a little bit thicker. That's what we want for that mozzarella. While we're doing that.
Whoa! I just zoomed in on your crotch. Do you?
No.
This look right.
While we're doing this, so if you're a dumbass like me, you forget pizza sauce. That's okay. We got barbecue. So I'm just gonna put some
barbecue
squirts. Don't worry, I'm gonna come back later and spread these out. Like I did your mom.
Are you ambidextrous?
No. Alright, so one way you can start to like it's getting there is as I'm stirring like this, you can start seeing it scoop off of the bottom. That's what you want. That's how you know you're getting there. So this is a good consistency. We're gonna keep going because it's gotta keep going. Again, I might have to add some more tapioca flour to add some more thickening agent since this is kind of liquidy, but we'll see. We'll see in a couple of minutes of where we're at. Our cheese is just about ready. So before I go into this onion, as you can see, like it's nice and thick now. like when I scrape, it leaves a line. That's how you know it's ready. It is a little clumpy, and that's because I added some tapioca starch as we continued. I'm gonna go ahead and slice this onion since we're using barbecue sauce instead of pizza sauce. I'm really big on onion and barbecue sauce.
It's good.
Yes. And I'm probably gonna even quarter this because we really don't need a lot of onion.
Okay.
So, now. There we go. I'm going to come over here, grab a spoon. Big spoon.
Bone.
That was my head.
Booty hit.
All right, and I'm going to just take a scoop of our mozzarella, put it on top, and we're gonna continue to do this. So after I continue scooping all this, I will grab some onion, the onion on top. Nice and chunky, like my fingers.
Oh my god. So, in the meantime, look what happened.
All right, so we got onions and jalapenos with our barbecue sauce. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take some vegetable oil and I'm going to spray the tops of these. What'll happen is that will help the cheese to caramelize and get that, you know, like when you buy a pizza, it has like those spots on the cheese from when it's caramelized. So that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna do a quick coat. All right, we're gonna put it in, probably not for as long. I originally said like additional 8 minutes. I don't think we're gonna need that long because these par baked pretty quickly since they're smaller. So I'll do 5 minutes, see how it goes. After those 5 minutes, what I'll end up doing is broiling. When you broil it, it'll do that caramelization much better. So let me go ahead and get that going.
Fuck!
Did you get that scrape?
You almost dropped all of them. All right, we'll be back in like 5 minutes.
All right, so it is done. I'm getting ready to broil it. So I'm gonna put some more oil on top of these. So here's the thing, normal cheese has like sugar in it and everything to help that caramelization process that comes with broiling. Think of broiling as taking a blowtorch. Like sometimes you'll watch cooking shows and they'll take a blowtorch and put it at the top and it gets that crispy caramelization. That's what broiling does. So I'm going to actually put this on the lower shelf so I can watch it, because with it being on this higher shelf, I can't really actually.
I can smell it and it smells so good.
I'm just gonna move this down one more so I can watch. Because I don't want to put it at the very bottom, it's not close enough to the broiler. Alright, so we're gonna broil this. I'm gonna keep an eye on it. I'm putting it on high. I'm gonna put it on a timer for, we'll do 2 minutes at first. And we'll go from there. So if you come down here, maybe you can see it properly, but there's like some bubbling going on some of these things. And so that's that caramelization process. That's why I put the oil. So it's not going to do the exact same thing as regular cheese will, but we're hoping, so.
It's like sizzling. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna keep that and see how long it takes for that to happen. I might need to go in with another dosing of oil, which sucks, but it is what it is.
Vegan doesn't mean healthy, y'all. I want y'all to be aware of that.
Like, none of this is healthy.
Yeah, oh my God.
It's good, it's protein packed because it's made with tofu, and like there's the garlic benefits and everything and fresh onion, but like this is not healthy. This fucking pizza is not fucking healthy. We probably didn't have to actually par bake these.
That smells wonderful.
Alright, so I'm actually gonna turn the timer off now, and I'm gonna turn off the oven entirely. And we're gonna go ahead and grab these out. So I really wish, yeah, as you can see, some of them got burnt, and that's because like those are the spots that aren't covered in sauce or cheese, which is the issue. But for future reference, if you have everything covered in sauce and cheese, the dough won't get burnt like that, and you'll get that nice caramelization that onion started to get, or these onions started to get. So now we're gonna let it cool before we eat.
Woo! Honestly, while we wait for it to cool, I think the fudge...
Yeah, the fudge should be about done. Yeah. It's been an hour.
Let's take it. Hang on, I'm gonna hand the camera over to Todd, and I'm gonna go take a peep at it.
Okay.
Okay, let's see if it's ready to go. Yes. Okay, so we're gonna transfer this over to... I put it in Tupperware when it's done. Woo! Chocolate's done. All right, let's grab some Tupperware. I don't want. Actually, the smaller one's fine. Tupperware.
Me poking them.
All right, so it's a silicone mold, so I just kind of pop it out. I keep these in the freezer. Like, if you make this specific one I'm making, I wouldn't take these out and put them in the fridge. I would keep them in the freezer.
Yeah, like store them in the freezer when you're not eating them. Don't try to let them defrost or thaw out or anything. Just keep them in the freezer.
Yeah. So I'm probably gonna try one of these, and I'll probably give you half of it.
Yeah,
honestly.
sounds good.
And then keep them in the freezer. So, oh gosh. Okay, here we go.
Look at that bite.
That's good. Oh my god.
Okay, my turn.
Here you go. Okay. Oh my god.
Okay, yeah. That shit's good. Here's the rest of your ramen.
Oh.
It's so rich.
It's definitely more of like a fudge-like consistency.
Which reminds me, the next thing I want to cook for us, or make for us, is peanut butter fudge.
Oh yeah.
Because I have a super simple, easy recipe that's literally 2 ingredients. We're gonna shove the rest of these back into the freezer. Let them stay, let them harden a little bit more.
And that means, honestly, at this point, they're ready to eat.
Yeah.
So if you want to eat them all right now, go for it. My Tupperware will close. If you want to eat them all right now, they're ready to go. So, it's more like fudge than anything, but there's some vegan homemade chocolates.
There you go. Now we gotta wait for these bad boys to finish up, and then we'll be done. Boop. Look, I gotta grab my beer now. Let me dance like a dad.
This is a fun. I'm gonna step on your toes.
Step on them. It's fine. I don't need them.
Touch, 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 touch. What was that? Can you do that like fake, like?
Larry, listen to my baby.
You want to talk Simlish to each other?
I don't know how to talk.
Just go to boy.
I don't know.
I don't know. Like, you played Sims.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean I know how to speak the language.
Just guess.
Annoying.
That sounded like Doodle Bob.
That's why. That's the only thing I got.
Yeah, so this has been heart-shaped food items for any time of the year.
I don't like my shirt tucked in like this. It looks like I'm a grandpa. Oh, I just slightly flashed skin. Oh. What?
If you did it again, I was gonna go squirrel.
Huh?
So I think we're gonna read some poetry.
Some love poetry, if you will. Come on, now I gotta go in here.
I was vomited.
Oh, that was a sad belch.
Poetry. And this is Vampire Kiss, written by Clairvoyant. Did you laugh?
Yes, clairvoyant. Clairvoyant.
Every night it's the same dark dream, and it always ends with a scream. You're following me, you're haunting me, you know I'm not what I seem. It's a black hot drenching heat, late at night on an empty street. You're chasing me, you're right behind me, you're Shia LaBeouf. You smell so eternally sweet. You don't come from the human swarm, you're of a distinctly different darkened form. You're touching me, your tongue is breaking me, you're smoothly warm. Life is complex and monstrous, pleasure at times is cancerous. Your hand slides up as you find my cup. Life should be always so wondrous. Your nails dig deep into my skin, even as my head begins to spin. You're a burning flame and I'll not cast any blame, for you've given me an evil grin. We're on the brink of a cool spring. It's time to make you my all-new king. Your tongue fills mine, and I can taste your bloody wine. Please make my body sing. I give into a long deep sigh. Tell me we'll never say goodbye. Now comes the bite, and I won't fight, even if it's time to die.
So I'm reading Sonnet 130 by Shakespeare. Oh, I hate the light reflecting in my glasses. My mistress's eyes are nothing like the sun. Coral is far more red than her lips red. If snow be white, white then her breasts are done. If hair be wires, black wires grow in her head. I have seen roses damasked, red and white, but no such roses I see in her cheeks. And in some perfumes is there more delight than in the breath that from my mistress reeks. I love to hear her speak, yet well I know that music hath a far more pleasing sound. I grant I never saw a goddess go. My mistress, when she walks, treads on the ground. And yet, by heaven, I think my love as rare as any she belied with false compare. That's you. We know it.
Annabelle Lee by Edgar Allan Poe.
My husband.
Okay. It was many and many a year ago, in a kingdom by the sea, that a maiden there lived whom you may know by the name of Annabelle Lee. And this maiden she lived with no other thought than to love and be loved by me. I was a child and she was a child in this kingdom by the sea. God damn, you know this. But we loved with a love that was more than love, I and my Annabelle Lee, with a love that the winged seraphs in heaven coveted her and me. And this was the reason that long ago, in this kingdom by the sea, a wind blew out of a cloud, chilling my beautiful Annabelle Lee, so that her high-born kingsman came and bore her away from me, to shut up her in a, what is that word? Sepulture?
Yep.
In this kingdom by the sea. The angels, not half so happy in heaven, went envying her and me. Yes, that was the reason, as all men know in this kingdom by the sea, that the wind came out of the cloud by night, chilling and killing my Annabelle Lee. But our love, it was stronger by far than the love of those who were older than we, of many far wiser than we, and neither the angels in heaven above, nor the demons down under the sea, can ever dissever my soul from the soul of the beautiful Annabelle Lee. For the moon never beams without bringing me dreams of the beautiful Annabelle Lee, and the stars never rise but I feel the bright eyes of the beautiful Annabelle Lee. And so all the night tide I lie down by the side of my darling, my life and my bride, in her sepulture by sepulture there by the sea, in her tomb by the sounding sea. What is that word?
It's like a mausoleum type deal.
Tomb.
Yeah, tomb.
I've always heard it pronounced sepulcher.
I've heard both, honestly.
Well, I've never heard the word, so this has been a new word with Larry.
So this is by Elizabeth Browning. It is sonnet number 43. So how do I love thee? How do I love thee? Let me count the ways. I love thee to the depth and breadth and height my soul can reach when feeling out of sight, for the ends of being an idle grace. I love thee to the levels of every day's most quiet need, by sun and candle light. I love thee freely, as men strive for right. I love thee purely, as they turn from praise. I love thee with the passion put to use in my old griefs and with my childhood's faith. I love thee with a love I seem to lose with my lost saints. I love thee with the breath, smiles, tears of all my life, and, if God chose, I shall love thee better after death.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day. Oh.
What's up? Beep. Beep. Oh my god.